Hello everyone. My name is Arpit again, and I'm a PhD student at University of California, Los Angeles, United States. My department is World Arts and Culture / Dance. The program that I'm part of is called Culture and Performance, and my work is located around the questions of media representation, cultural representation of indigenous communities back in India. Um, the work revolves around the question of community media practices and the questions of media representation done by the communities themselves vis-a-vis the representations that are done through other modes of visual documentation, for example, documentaries and ethnographic filmmaking. The idea is to look at what does it mean for documentaries and visual representations to be made from outside the community perspective as compared to the projects that are coming along and organizations who are working, who themselves come from indigenous communities and then create media projects about the stories of the communities, the politics of the community, the cultural and aesthetics of the communities. And what does it mean then to think about the questions of community archives and questions of community media and digital archives within indigenous communities back in India. Previously, I've done my master's and MPhil from Delhi in India itself. And I've done my master's in development studies, my MPhil in development practice. I've also done my undergrad from Delhi University in history. My MPhil project specifically, which became a motivation to also the PhD project that I'm doing currently, was around the question of action research and what does it mean to work with the communities and then create films that represent the cultural and the political practices of the communities themselves, and what does it mean for them to document and self-represent them through the films that they make. So my previous MPhil project revolved around this idea of making a film with the whole community in southern Jharkhand, eastern belt of India, where the idea was to create a film where they decide what needs to be represented, the cultural questions that are important to them, and the other themes that are relevant to in terms of archiving a project through filmmaking. And the project basically then the film looked at from three different lenses. One was community making a film for themselves, then I as a researcher and action researcher in the community shooting the film, and the last layer of the project was the community themselves shooting me while I'm shooting them shooting the film. So what that led to was a certain three-layered approach, a triad of visual representation to see how what is the gaze that works around in terms of what does it mean for communities to create media and then watch it themselves, and what is this conversation that happens between a self-created, self-represented visual format. um, Welcome to Arts and Society Conference. Thank you.